Institute, I work with the Western Cape Education Department. We organize this function for our students because we want to celebrate their achievement. They've worked very hard during 2012. They've written national examinations, and the result of those examinations we used to determine nominees for tonight. So these are the students with the highest achievements in different categories of the National Certificate Vocational as well as Report 191 programs. The aim of an evening such as this is also to raise the status and image of vocational education and training all over. We were very fortunate in procuring sponsorships. All our awards have been sponsored by industry, by CETAs, etc. And we are very grateful for that. And we do believe that that enhances the status of vocational education and training as well.
And you can become an enormous force for growth and good, and particularly the people who we honour here today, because you know what excellence is. You know we have to be the best in the world if we want to be competitive. And so we can only run the best run regional government in the world, or aspire to that, if we have people who share our vision. And especially if we have young people who really understand what it takes to be excellent. And my short message to you tonight is going to be about that. And I'll start by giving you some examples of how many people misdirect their appreciation, even their adulation, for people who turn out to have feet of clay. And it's tragic when a hero turns out to have feet of clay. We're all human, we all make mistakes. But people who succeed in life aren't only people who have a fantastic skill in one area. In the long term, it's people who manage to bring a range of things together, a range of attributes together, and keep persevering through the very difficult times that life brings, based on a set of values. Now, all of you must have values because you wouldn't have persevered and worked so hard if you didn't have a vision before you. But there are many people who work very hard and have a vision before them and still stumble and fall tragically, as all of us do at some point in our lives. But when you think of the size of the fall of somebody like Lance Armstrong, or even closer to home, somebody like Hansie Cronje, and I don't want to preempt the trial that is currently underway, so I'm not raising that issue. But here you have Lance Armstrong and Hansie Cronje, world famous. Lance Armstrong, perhaps the biggest ambassador for the crusade against cancer. A true hero who seemed to fight back from disease and illness to become the unique, once only ever, 7 times winner of the Tour de France. And Hansie Cronje, one of the most idolized South Africans, a world cricket captain, who did not have the strength to resist easy money when it came to cutting corners. In a context in which he betrayed himself, he betrayed his parents, he betrayed his team, and he betrayed his country. Now, what do those lessons tell us? I've read a great deal about both those tragic, tragic cases, because I'm not here to judge individuals. There but for the grace of God go all of us. There but for the grace of God go all of us. And it is the grace of God. And let me tell you that being powerful and being famous brings many great temptations. And it brings a sense that you can take shortcuts to easy outcomes in life. And especially for people who've worked very, very hard, as both Hansie and Lance did, for their success and their fame, feel somehow that the rules that apply to ordinary people don't apply to them. It's almost like politicians driving around in the blue light brigades thinking that speed limits and red traffic lights don't apply to them. That is a kind of mindset that power can bring with it. that the rules that apply to everybody else don't apply to you. You are set for greatness because you have worked really hard and because you have achieved excellent outcomes. And I'm sure, I don't know the story of any of your lives, but I'm sure that many of you have struggled against the odds to achieve this milestone. And I'm sure that your parents will be able to say that it was a partnership between them and you and your schools and your teachers and the college. That it was a partnership and you put in a great effort. But however much you succeed in the rest of your life, remember that the rules also apply to you. And that even when other people around you are breaking the rules, that is never ever an excuse in the long run to do the same. So it's not going to help Lance Armstrong to say, well, everyone was doing it. And nor did it help Hansi Cronje to say everyone was doing it. And so while we celebrate academic excellence today, let us celebrate the values in which academic excellence must be rooted if you are to live a life that you value. We've tried to give you the freedom you can use, and part of that is a decent education. You've contributed a lot to it. It's not only our contribution, but parents and everybody else's, but we've tried to provide decent schools and colleges in partnership with the extraordinary staff we have. But if you want to live a life you value, you have to root all that you've learned in a set of values. And if I look at any of the fallen heroes, I see that they fell down on some of those. And I'm going to list just four, which I tried to raise my own children with, and which I tried to live my life by. But it's very difficult, and it takes daily practice. And the first value that must stay with you every day, if you truly want
to. 88%. Business practice, 81%. Office practice, 88%. Personal assistant, 89%. Office data practice, 98%. English, 80%. Life orientation, 97%. Mathematical literacy, 85%. An aggregate of 88.29. And that's it. That's data. 85%. The rated earlier. For affording us those 3 prizes to promote financial management at our institutions. I'm sure by now you're wondering, what are all these prizes? Maybe you've already opened them, haven't you? Or you're waiting until you get home. The students are getting a certificate and a voucher for 200 Rand, your 2,000. And also, some students are getting laptops and Galaxy iPads and all the technology. We are hoping that you're going to use that technology. Level 4, and the other one will be for N6. And so, the 2 students that have to walk and join me are Miss Nushka concerned.